Kia ora tātou, my name's Marianne Elliott, and my personal life path right now is learning to cultivate a balance between courage and compassion, which allows me to tell the kinds of stories that can both fearlessly speak truth to power while simultaneously, compassionately engaging hearts and minds in a way that inspires hope and not hopelessness, and a sense of ability to take action and not a sense of defeat. Happily for me, I have the opportunity to take part in an Enspiral venture, which is walking in many ways the same path. ActionStation launched in July last year, and we are inspired by a mission of enabling every New Zealander to fully play the role that they want to play as citizens, as political actors in building the future for this country that they want to have for themselves and for everybody else who lives here. ActionStation is founded at its very core on the notion that democracy is not and can never be a spectator sport, but more than that, that our democracy can't function unless all of us play the part that we have to play in it. How do we operate, and what is it that makes us different to other organisations? So ActionStation is fundamentally member-led or member-driven. So what that means is that we find out from our members what are the issues taking place, social issues, political issues, issues that are arising in New Zealand's socio-political environment that our members would like to see some kind of change or shift on. And once we get a sense from them of what they want to act on, we also get direction from our members on how they would like to see it change, how they would like to take action, and all the way down to, in some cases, as people refine their degree of engagement and tell us how involved they want to be, some of our members are involved in things like writing the scripts for our ads, recording the voices, and designing the billboards that we've placed. We are an organisation committed to digitally facilitated social and political action. The reason for that is because digital tools enable us to reach many more people and much faster, but we use these digital tools to facilitate action that happens both online and offline. So we're not just about taking digital action, but we're about the incredible kind of scaling that you can do with digital tools. So ActionStation is an organisation that's made up of a staff of 2.5 people. At the moment, we're able to support a membership of almost 75,000 people to take an action in up to 5 campaigns a week. That scale is possible because we rely almost exclusively on digital platforms. Oh, sorry, I missed the point. The final point is that we're multi-issue. So that means that we're not like Greenpeace, for example, is an organisation that many, if not all of you, will know and identify as being an organisation that works on environmental issues. Amnesty, you possibly know, as a human rights organisation. ActionStation is a values-based movement. Our members share certain core values founded in principles of open society and open democracy, and then based on those values, they may choose to campaign or take action on any issue that falls within that broad values basis. So I wanted to give you a quick example of how that might work. Before the election last year, we crowdsourced from our members a set of 15 key issues that were particularly important to them in deciding how they would vote in the election. We posed those questions using this fantastic platform, Ask Away, which came out of the Design and Democracy Lab at Massey University. And what this meant was that instead of asking politicians questions via email and collecting this information privately, the politicians came onto the site, our members voted for questions, as did other members of the public, so that political parties could see which issues were most important to people. And then you can see the little icons there for all of the parties that responded. We then took those responses and converted them into scorecards that were then distributed to all of our members so they could get a sense. These are the issues that you said mattered to you. These are the scores that the various parties got based on their answers plus additional research that we undertook, because part of the service that we provide is that people want to be informed, but obviously lots of us are living our lives at really fast pace and we don't always have time. So We also went and read academic research on the topic and talked to experts. What happens next? Well, you saw that question that was so important to so many of our members was around the importance of secure funding for public broadcasting in New Zealand. And what we've found in the months since the election is that what's important to our members is really to have an independent investigative journalism presence in New Zealand as a core function of an open democracy. And so when things come up, as some of you might have noticed last week, when MediaWorks announced that they were cutting Campbell Live show to replace it with possibly a soap opera, possibly a comedy, 71,000, and I took this screenshot last night, so I think it's gone up since then, but 72,000 New Zealanders responded by saying, no, this kind of quality independent journalism is essential to our democracy, and we want to have our voice. Where does that go next? Right now, we're running a crowdfunder off of this community, and so far we've raised more than $16,000, which will be spent to place ads during Campbell Live show next week. And those ads will be ads expressing why the show is so important to our members. And what excites us particularly about that is that fundamentally our belief is that all of us have core resources that are essential to the functioning of our democracy. Those are our opinions, they are our votes, they are our networks, they are our influences, it's also our money, and we may only have little or small amounts of each of those things, and we know there are other players out there that have vast amounts of those, but when we come together in huge numbers and pull those resources, we become, as a community, the kind of powerful players that previously have been limited only to the very wealthy. So that's what's really exciting for us about ActionStation. And we hope if you're not already, you'll join us and become one of the 74,719 New Zealanders who are part of ActionStation.